So next up is the Social Good Summit Austin team, including HEIDI, who helped us to make the first event possible by serving as our fiscal sponsor. She's going to talk a little bit about her amazing organization, FAIR, and then you're going to hear from some more members of the Social Good Summit Austin team. HEIDI, please take it away. Thank you.
Thank you. Is my mic on? Ladies and gentlemen, lend me your ear, or your time, or your heart. My name is Heidi CARABINE, and I'm the founder of Families for Autism and Immune Recovery. And I thank you for allowing me to speak to each and every one of you today. March is Autoimmune Disease Awareness Month. Did you know that autoimmune diseases target women 75% more than men? Worse than that, a study published in the American Journal of Public Health 13 years ago concluded that autoimmune diseases are one of the top 10 killers of women in every single age bracket under the age of 64. These diseases are all on the rise, and there is no sign of this slowing down. This is the first time in history where parents will actually be outliving their children more and more. Everyone in this room knows somebody with a child or a special child, right? 30 years ago, the autism rate was only 1 in 10,000, and it wasn't on doctors' or parents' radar. The boat started to rock in the 1990s, with a rate increase to 1 in 2,500, and then up to 1 in 1,000 that same year. We witnessed a sharp rise this past decade of 78% more cases in autism alone. Just in the time span from 2000 to 2008, that's 1 in every 88 children. According to the official data from the CDC, we are now in 2013 with an untold number of new cases. This is out of control. And these are not cases. They're children. They're our children, our future. With roughly 500,000 autistic kids reaching adulthood in the next decade, we as citizens and parents alike must take control, as we clearly can't rely on the CDC for that. A study published in May of last year in the Pediatrics concluded some troubling findings. Nearly 7 years after completing high school, 35% of young adults with autism had never achieved any paid employment or education beyond high school. This is just the first wave of children born in the mid-'80s, a tiny ripple in comparison to what we will face within the next 10 years if we don't organize and start working together now. Many diagnosed with autism are extremely gifted with very focused talents and work ethics. We've not even begun to unlock and tap into this market of their human potential. The blessing we have now is that we can use social media to help educate and improve public consciousness about these facts and opportunities. We have developed a community on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We're matching families with grants and scholarships. It's helped us to find volunteers, board members, and I'm reaching people on a personal level that other social platforms have not previously allowed. Our goals are as follows: unlocking the future workers of America through our nonprofit FAIR, Families for Autism and Immune Recovery, by providing medical scholarships, therapies, training and work programs, and other scholarships. Please check out our website at fairmovement.org. Follow up on Twitter at fairmovement. Like us on Facebook, Families for Autism and Immune Recovery. If anyone can help with great ideas, planning, technical or logistical resources, or would like to involve their business to enjoy the benefits of some of the most greatest human resources in the world today, please email us at workingtogether@fairmovement.com. fairmovement.org. And again, that's fairmovement.org. Now do your part and hashtag hear our voices. Tweet, tweet. Thank you, guys.
actually All right, so Heidi was one of the people that helped us organize the Social Good Summit Austin, which we're here to talk about how basically we came together from something that Mashable had done back in September. They threw the Social Good Summit in New York and kind of made an appeal to different cities within the nation to take up the charge and hold their own meetup, use Google Hangout and pipe in some of the video from the keynotes and the panels that were taking place in New York, and then basically host a conversation that we could have here in Austin where different tech people could come together and come up with one goal that we can decide to achieve together. And basically it was about social good here in Austin using the broader context of Mashable's New York presentation. So what it was we had an event. Heidi helped sponsor that event, and we had a lot of different tech professionals come in. We hosted a couple of different discussions about what do you think is a really achievable goal that we need to actually tackle here in Austin. And because we have so many great people coming in for things like South by Southwest and really loving our city, thank you for coming, everybody also wants to end up moving here. So we've got a problem with traffic. It's very congested. We don't have a lot of room for everybody. And as you can imagine, air quality starts to get pretty bad. So we all came together. We decided we want to fix air quality. And the different companies and consultants that really helped to volunteer on this massive level was very diverse. We had people in project management. We had PR, Andris Media with Christine is here with them. We had social media. We had marketing. We had a lot of different disparate elements, very diverse. But what it took was a lot of effort to make something actually happen. I use a term called slacktivism. It's something where you get a lot of people excited about a cause because they philosophically align with it, but they don't really do anything about it. They just post stuff on Facebook and Twitter, and that's easy to achieve, but we wanted to actually achieve something that could be actionable. So we decided to start the Work From Home initiative. And the idea was that, you hear a lot about working from home nowadays, especially with the recent decree of Marissa Mayer's at Yahoo, where they're trying to end a work from home program. We actually found that work from home programs are very effective at reducing traffic, at reducing expense to businesses, and could really help the air quality here in Austin. And we have a lot of tech professionals here in Austin, so working from home really works if you know how to manage it and you have the right tools. And that's what we decided to do to help the air quality. And the idea was get different businesses here in town to pledge to have different people working from home within their organization, the ones that actually could. We got government involved and trying to get the government to also take workers off out of the offices and see what we can do to help air quality. Media coverage was a really important element because that really helped validate what we were trying to do, and it got the word out. We needed to have enough awareness that this was an actual viable option, and then we wanted to measure and report those results. And that's what we came together. Those are the steps we wanted to take. Immediately we found this question is work from home a viable option to actually reduce air quality, but also can businesses really institute a work from home program and be effective? And what we found was there's a number of ways that obviously that does that. With large employers like Dell and AMD here in town, to actually take divisions or specific job titles and say, even just for one day a week, we're going to have you work from home. You're talking about what could be hundreds to thousands of employees not driving that day. And when enough of those businesses do that, obviously you're reducing the traffic. And by doing so, in fact, if you can take an entire department and effectively manage them remotely, you no longer need that real estate space, and you don't need to power that office. So what you're also doing is you're saving money, you're reducing expense, and you're reducing carbon emissions. So the businesses that got involved, we got a lot of major employers here, Dell, AMD, Rackspace. A whole lot of businesses really saw the benefit and also the cost savings that could be incurred by actually instituting a work from home program. The government, the city of Austin immediately got involved and had their, I think all of City Hall worked from home on the work from home day, but they, not all of them, but the ones that could. But they actually established a yearly work from home day here in Austin, and they got behind it. Then the governor's office signed on, and they got involved. All of this really helped to build a lot of this momentum and credibility. And then within the community, we had the Clean Air Force and FAIR and Movability Austin, and just an incredible outpour of support. And that's what really made this thing actually happen. It was the support of everybody involved in the effort of the volunteers. So I want to pass it off to Christine. She's going to talk about how the PR and media strategy helped to get the coverage that we got.
So Brad described really well how we were able to motivate a lot of different people from various parts of the city in various divisions. So while We got businesses involved. The governmental component of this was really big, and it helped our campaign, my partner and I, with Andris Media Group. We were really able to do a lot because we got the governor to sign on and the city to sign on. The chief sustainability officer gave us her imprimatur. The city council wrote a resolution on our behalf. So there was a lot of momentum behind this, which made our job as press people a lot easier, because we ended up getting coverage from all the 4 major networks in Austin. 2 of those actually had people from the news stations working from home and spending the entire day working from home, and I had a cameraman in their home with them. But, you know, while they're cooking breakfast and talking on the phone, and so it was a really good visually for people to see that it could be done. And we also got lots and lots of print coverage. We had bloggers that took an interest in it, and the results, while they were not hugely impressive, because this was a pilot program, it was our first time, and we didn't have our measure, you know, we're still working on how best to measure this. We were able to see that there were indeed thousands of people that did not work that day, and we feel like that's something that we're going to be able to build on over time. The Clean Air Force and some other environmental groups are helping us find good measuring the ways to measure this properly, and so we were just really impressed that as a pilot program, this was able to come together and make such an impact on the community, and also at the positive response that we got from so many people that may not have been able to participate, but were like, wow, if I know, you know, if I know about this again, which we plan to continue it and build on it, I'll definitely, you know, motivate people in my office. Or so it really turned out to be a huge success and the media coverage, I think, had a big part in that. So.
I know specifically around social media, we got a lot of awareness and people talking about this. One of the interesting things, just real quick, about what happened here in Austin was Google is now, they have a new measurement, Google Insights for Search, and basically it's just a measurement from a 1 to 100 scale of how much people are searching a particular term within a particular geolocation. And in Austin, the people searching from work from home gained a 100 out of 100 on the Google Insights score, which basically means that there was so much attention and awareness around this topic that people were seeking out information around work from home and how they could do it. And we even on our website, socialgoodsummitAustin.org, we had a calculator that businesses could go in and enter variables and calculate what their yearly savings would be by instituting a work from home program, which I think really helped to get that awareness understood. So Jessica's going to talk a little bit about trends for the future and how this moves on.
Hi, thank you. What Brad and Christine had mentioned about the work from home and is it sustainable to the future, does anyone here have a laptop with you or a smartphone or anything like that? Raise your hands. Pretty much everyone here. So, you know, you can work from home. And how many bosses of yours asked you to work from home, you know, bring work home if you have a family emergency or if there's a national disaster, occurrence of Sandy, and then just this past week there was a snowstorm. Do you think all these businesses shut down because of that? No. They had to actually work from home that day. And so that's just another thing that we're going to continue to do, another future work from home day program that we're initiating to do is late this fall, or actually late summer. So we're going to able to get with all the notoriety that we've had, the social media that we've had, being able to, you know, show about our traffic data or any of that information. So this is something that we are going to build upon. We just did a small pilot program, but there will be another one, and continue to do so.
The important thing is making sure that when you have a work from home program, making sure that people can still remain productive. That's always a question about whether it's viable or not. And productivity can absolutely happen. I mean, if not now, then never, because we've got all of these great tools at our disposal. We can, you know, coordinate across continents just, you know, using the internet. And so therefore, there's really not an excuse now not to find a management protocol to make this make sense. It will save money, and it will also reduce carbon emissions over time. So, you know, it's a very viable program. And, you know, moving forward, like Jessica said, we're we need to know what we're going to be doing next. So the work from home program, because it was validated by the government, that's going to be going on every year now here in Austin, is going to continue to move forward and hopefully become statewide, and will run every year. But the Social Good Summit is going to come back together again at the late summer of this year, and we're going to get the same group of people and hopefully a lot more and ask another question. What's the next thing we can tackle here in Austin? What is some social good we can actionably change? And so if you guys are interested, if you're here in Austin, if you're not, follow what we're doing and see if this is something you can do in your city, because we really took the torch here in Austin. We're very proud of what we've done. And if you search Social Good Summit Austin on Google, you'll find plenty of stuff about us. So thank you very much.